Alright guys, welcome back again. And yes, I'm recording this one back to back with the last one, so I have not moved. I'm in the same spot. So, I also didn't mention I'm wearing a beanie because it is quarantine and I cannot get my hair cut, so my hair looks awful. So I've been wearing basically a beanie all the time. Beanies or hats, like I'm covering it all up. Today's video, we're going to talk about the guys that got me into working out in the first place. So these guys are pretty important to me, and they mean a lot to me. These two guys, their channel's name is Buff Dudes, and it is two brothers. It's Brandon and Hudson White, that's their name, and they are so funny. They're both like in their 30s, I think. Yeah, they're like in their early to mid 30s. Super jacked. Hudson was a lot more jacked originally, but about a year ago he had a really bad injury. He totally destroyed his leg, so he kind of was immobile, and he did put on some fat and lose some of his muscle. So he isn't as big and lean as he used to be, but he definitely since his recovery, he's definitely progressed a lot.
1 year ago, I suffered from a trimalleolar fracture. That is when the three bones that make up the ankle break at the same time. In addition, I suffered ligament damage and a pretty nasty dislocation. It required 3 surgeries, and I was unable to walk normally for about 6 months. So, yeah, I basically went all out. I'm still not 100%, and I probably never will be, but I'm definitely in a hell of a lot better place than I was when it first happened.
But yeah, Brandon is just this, he looks like this crazy, big, strong dude all the time. He never had the injury, so obviously Hudson also looked the same prior to the injury if you look at old videos. So these guys have 2.2 million subscribers on YouTube, and they have a second channel, Buff Dude Workouts, where they kind of show their workouts more in depth. Their main channel is more of their information, their programs, and their skits. So that's really what they do. They make workout programs all the time, and then they'll go through the programs day by day, week by week with everyone. So my goddamn memory card filled up. Where was I? Yeah, so they go through their workouts on their main channel. So week by week, day by day, whatever it is, they'll go through it and you can work out with them. So if they're on phase 1 of their week 1, day 1 of their program, so can you. They don't post them too often, so it's better to wait a little bit or do an older program that they have. That way you can work out with them and watch them do it. That's what I did when I first started working out again. That's what I followed, and they helped me a ton. So on top of these workouts, they post some nutritional stuff. They haven't really been posting nutritional stuff too much recently. They started doing videos with their dad again, so they'll do a lot of skits or challenges with him.
1,000 calories with 3 meals today.
And it's really funny, and they're always entertaining to watch. They also have been doing a lot of diet videos. It's not really nutritional, it's more of, hey, we ate like this for a week or a month. I think it's usually a month. They eat something.
We tried the vegan diet. We tried the flexible diet. We tried the carnivore diet. We tried keto. Here's what happened.
So they've done carnivore, if it fits your macros, and keto, and I think vegan. I think they've done 4. So that's kind of basically what these guys do. They make skits, they do this, they do that. They were in this one channel that I follow, Corridor Digital. They post special effects things. They acted in that.
In the hands of mortals, the Tesseract will only cause great harm. You must return it to us at once.
Brandon is actually an actor, and he's been in a few things. I know him most notably from the God of War Ascension live-action trailer, because Brandon in that trailer, I did not realize it was him at first, and that's one of my favorite trailers of all time, because it's just such a beautiful trailer for a video game, and it's really cool. And years later, when I found out it was him, I was like, whoa, this guy's my freaking fitness idol, and he's in one of my favorite trailers of all time. It was just really cool.
I played the game myself, and I was a huge fan of it, and I loved the character and just the whole story in general, and to be a part of something like that, I think is pretty incredible.
But yeah, that's basically what they do. Now, why are they so important to me? Well, when I was in high school, there was 2 channels I was subscribed to. The Buff Dudes and Six Pack Shortcuts. So, when you're a teenager trying to get fit, which channel do you think you're going to watch? You're going to watch the people that are buff dudes and the dudes who are trying to get you 6-packs. Now, at the time, I just wanted to get a 6-pack as soon as possible. I wanted to be ripped and lean. I wanted to be like awesome. But I also wanted to be big and jacked. The problem that I had with the buff dudes at that point was that they were posting a lot of comedic stuff, and they weren't posting things that were like how to get a 6-pack. And 6-pack Shortcuts would always post, this is how you get a 6-pack.
What's up guys, Mike Chang with 6-pack Shortcuts. Got a quick ab workout for you today. 5 minutes, that's all it takes. So no excuses this time.
So I was always like watching 6-pack Shortcuts over them, but if I wanted to watch something funny, I would always go to their videos. Eventually, I stopped working out, but I never unsubscribed to their channels. So years later, 6-pack Shortcuts went through multiple changes, and now I think it's called like 6-pack abs or shortcut abs, something stupid now, and it's been through so many changes and all this like corporate stuff. And the head guy there has his own channel, Mike Chang, and it was such a garbage channel and such garbage content, and it's clearly why it went nowhere. Now, the Buff Dudes, one day when I was, probably, 2 years ago, it was the beginning of 2018, I wanted to start getting healthy, and I wanted to start losing weight. And I opened up my YouTube, and the first thing I see on my subscription box just so happened to be a Buff Dudes video on how to cut, how to lose weight. And I was like, okay. And I watched it, and I learned so much from that. And then they were starting a cutting program. So I waited until they started posting the cutting program, and I started following each of their workouts. And I give my props to sticking with the gym to these guys. Like, I would have not had a program, not known anything about nutrition, or even had the starting point without that video. I'm going to link that video down below just because how monumental that video was for me in my whole fitness journey. Like, that gave me a direct path and led me on the way. As of right now, like, I don't think that is that program is honestly the best program for someone who is more advanced. But for a beginner, it's super easy to follow, and it just like gives you what you need to do. Even if you want to just buy the real program instead of following their YouTube videos and breaking it down, go ahead. I think it's like $20. I think it's like $30 if you want to get the physical book. And they have other programs, but that cutting program is super beneficial. And just, I'll link that playlist down below too. That is just an amazing playlist. And there's a slight cameo from a famous Austrian in one of their videos. I'm not going to spoil which video, but when I saw it, I was like, that's awesome. Yeah, that's why these guys are so monumental to me, because I didn't know what to do, and I was just so lucky I was still subscribed to this channel, because I would have never remembered their name. I know it's a simple name, but I would have never remembered. And I'm just so glad I was subscribed to this channel to watch these guys so easily like dissect and break down how to do movements and how to be healthy, and like if your gym's crowded, what to do, like, and then just have like funny skits along the way. If I would have followed these guys back in like 2012 when I started working out and I was watching their videos originally, if I would have followed them instead of 6-pack Shortcuts, I probably would have stuck out with like working out. I would have been like years progressed at this point. I would have looked so much better, had so much more muscle, and I would have just been so much smarter so much sooner. Instead, I decided to go for the shortcut channel, go for the garbage channel, and it's awful. And that's kind of why I want to make this series, so you guys know if you don't want to watch me, or if I don't post enough, because I know I'm inconsistent with posting, you have other people you can watch, and these are who I look to. This is where my inspiration are. These people are who I listen to and get all my knowledge from, and I'm just spreading my knowledge because I feel like I don't know everything, but I feel like I can be different enough where you want to subscribe to me and these people. But these people are also so important. So, if you ever want to find more channels to watch, these are the people I recommend. And Buff Dudes definitely gets an alpha recommendation. You know what? Maybe that's what we'll do. Alpha recommendation. So Greg, I'm sorry I didn't put an alpha recommendation in your video, but you get an alpha seal of approval, and Buff Dudes, you get an alpha seal of approval for being great channels and just all around hilarious. And I think that's gonna wrap up this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed. I think next video I might do a worse in the fitness industry. I feel like I've had enough talking about the good. And I'm looking in the viewfinder and I'm seeing how horrible the lighting is right now, and I can see how it's getting inconsistent. Again, I'm sorry. I'm in the process of building a studio downstairs so I can have a better setup. But as of right now, this is what I'm working with. So I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one. And remember, stay massive.
Keep my head up when I act, head up, that's a fact. Never looking back, I'ma keep myself on track. Keep my head up, staying strong, always moving on.